very early at the stroke clinic on Saturday morning. They still haven't completely ruled out a TIA. You just saw Luna, and B has literally just jumped on the chair with me. There you go. Both of them are fine. They have been looked after by my parents. My parents literally went home about quarter of an hour ago. My parents left at 9:15. My parents left at 9:15, and they've got nearly a 2-hour drive to go home. But my dad's got stuff he needs to be at home for tomorrow. That's why I needed to come home so they could go home, if you see what I mean. I've sat waiting all day in the ward. All day. From 11 o'clock, when I saw the doctor this morning, we came to the agreement, 11 o'clock. I've waited all day for my prescriptions. My prescription was delivered to me just before 7 o'clock this evening. So it's taken from 11 o'clock this morning till 7 o'clock this evening to get my prescription and to be given my discharge letter. And my parents have been sat waiting for me to get home so they could go home, because they wanted to be sure I was okay getting in the door, things like that, because I'm still very dizzy. Yeah. I've got to sort out with a couple of people a check-in timetable to make sure I'm okay. Peter, I'm going to have to rely on you for some of it. No, I got a taxi home. Saved my parents doing so much driving. I got a taxi. My dad loaded his car up with their stuff so that as soon as I got home, pretty much within half an hour they've gone. But they've checked I was okay. I haven't had surgery. No, I haven't had surgery. I was admitted as an emergency last Tuesday night. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I'm grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hadn't realised I got 500 and something people in the room. Ignore what you hear from other people, guys. It's not true. All right? If you don't hear it from me, then it's not true. Okay? Or don't rely on what you hear from other people. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, I don't know if you've gathered, I've been in hospital since last Tuesday. Thank you, Two Monkeys. Thank you. Pitter. That would be this one. A skydiving incident would be this one. Yeah, I'm all right, Sarah, yeah. I tell you, the ward was noisy. The ward was very noisy. I mean, hospital wards always are. I'm going to be so glad to get a good night's sleep tonight. So glad. Thank you, Sarah. I'm not going to be on live for long. I really just wanted to drop on and say I'm home. Thank you for the offer, Charlie, but I'm not revealing to people where I live or anything like that. I've got home delivery, all that type of thing, so, but thank you. Yeah, Pitter's also home. Pitter's also home under tornado watch. So, Toss, they're still not 100% sure if it was a mini stroke or not. Because TIAs, mini strokes, don't leave any evidence most of the time. The doctor was explaining to me that most of the time they don't leave evidence. So it's very difficult to say for certain whether I've had a TIA or not. So I'm still not sure, and I'm going to see the stroke clinic on Saturday morning, and I've got a follow up with the doctor from the ward on Wednesday morning. So yeah, that's the updates. I'm under strict orders not to overdo it. I'm under strict orders to rest. I'm under strict orders not to physically do too much because I am still so dizzy. I've had an MRI, a CT scan and an ultrasound. They don't know what caused it. So yeah. Yes, Seek Life even. That's my job for tomorrow, to try and start sorting out some help at home. And that's another thing I've got to do tomorrow, Toss, is try and order some sort of panic button. There's a couple of different options I've got for a panic button. I'm thinking about getting an emergency. Has anybody seen these tiny little phones that are really basic phones, as in really basic phones? And some of them have a button on them you can press, and it makes an emergency phone call. Like a Dora, that's the one, Macy, yes. They're small, some of them are flip phones. And I'm looking at getting one of those. The problem with watch, I've got an Apple Watch. I've got one. The problem with an Apple Watch is it's tight around the wrist. And I find things difficult tight around my wrist. To all those people who are talking about me losing weight, I have multiple health conditions which cause my weight problems. I know I'm overweight. And I am working on it. But losing weight when you've got lots of health problems is not as easy as it sounds. It's not just about eating less. When you've got ME, you can't exercise because exercise and physical exertion makes you so much worse. I want to start Monjaro, Meg, but I'm getting my mental health sorted out first, because there's no point me trying to go down a weight loss journey with things like Monjaro if I haven't sorted my mental health out. Exactly, Toots. Why should people be commenting on my weight when they don't know all the facts? I quite agree with you on that one. So yeah. So I'm just trying to get my brain straight. I am very tired. The problem with things like the Alexa, relying on Alexa, if I collapse and sometimes can't talk, then I can't use Alexa. Okay? I've looked at the lifelines, Julie, but I don't have a landline. I don't want a landline. There are pendant things you can get, but they're £23 a month. Daniel, I hear what you're saying about the stretchy bands, but you can still feel them around the wrist, and I just don't like it. It annoys me, something chronic. Yeah, Laura, the ones where you don't need a landline, they're £23 a month. I've already looked into it. I know that you don't need a landline, but they're £23 a month, which is why I'm looking at what other options there are, because £23 a month adds up. It's a sensory thing, exactly, Keely. I don't need it, Floody. I just don't use a landline. I use my mobile for everything. Well, that's great, forbidden fruit. That's great, but yeah. I'm certainly not setting up a GoFundMe toss. Just to prove that comment was made, and I'm not making it up. I'm going to authorise it. But I'm certainly not setting up a GoFundMe. Not a chance. Not a flying monkey's chance. Very funny, Danielle. Hey Luna, do you want to come sit on my shoulder? You're asking for head scratches. You've not had head scratches all week, have you? That's what it is. My parents have tolerated Luna, but they won't give her head scratches and things. And you've got some pins. Come here. You've got some pins. Oh, this is what she's missed. She's missed having head scratches. To all those people who are saying I shouldn't have been in hospital, saying I'm a drain on the NHS, you know, I'm just going to say this to you. The NHS is there for everybody in this country. Rich or poor, accident or long-term illness, everybody is treated the same by the NHS. Yeah, some people choose to go private, but the NHS is there for everybody. Everybody. And it doesn't matter whether you've got a serious illness, whether you think you've got an injury. It doesn't matter. If there's a problem, you can get it seen. Everybody has a right to use the service. Exactly, Emily. So when the paramedics got to me last week, they thought I'd had a stroke. I haven't had a stroke. But at that point, they thought I had. Luna is loving it. Can you see how much keratin has come off already? Can you see all of that? That's just from a week. And there's still plenty there. Still loads there. I just want to remind everybody that's why we've got the NHS in this country. Frankie, how on earth are you supposed to predict a suspected stroke or TIA? You can't. My health problems are a build-up long term, and I can't solve my health problems overnight. Okay? I simply can't. And people don't know all the facts. People on TikTok people on TikTok assume things they don't know. Hello, Rebecca. Keratin is what our fingernails are made of. And on a bird, when they've got new feathers coming through, they're wrapped in a very thin sheath of keratin. And when a new feather comes through, a bird, normally in a flock, birds help each other, preening. You know, you see birds preening each other. That's what they're doing. They're breaking up the keratin. But when a bird is a pet like this, especially if you don't have two birds, they need help. And although my parents have looked after Luna well, my parents don't trust Luna to do this type of thing. My parents have, my dad's been bitten multiple times this week. Luna sees me as her flock, but other people are tolerated. James, I cried something chronic this morning, James. R.I.P. the 17001D. I saw your video, James. I cried for you. I cried. I cried for you, James. Kathy, if you don't do this for them, it gets very, very itchy and irritated. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. She is loving it. So, Mia, the head and neck are where a bird needs help because they can reach the rest of their body. The bit they can't reach is the very back of the neck and all the way round. Were you actually on live when it happened, James? Oh, crikey. Ouch! I didn't realise you were on live when it happened. I thought you were just lucky and caught it on video. I was on a ward. So when I was admitted into A&E on Tuesday night, I was in a cubicle on A&E. Wednesday early morning, I was moved to the medical assessment unit. And I was put in a side room in the medical assessment unit because they had a bed and nobody else was using it. That's the only reason I was given a side room. Okay? Because they had a bed and nobody else was using it, and they wanted me out of A&E, but they didn't want to discharge me. They wanted me to stay in, but they couldn't send me straight to a ward because they didn't have a ward with a spare bed. So I went to the medical assessment unit until there was a bed available that night on a ward. And then I was on the ward from very late Wednesday night. It was about 11:30 when I got to the ward on Wednesday night. I'd already been asleep for several hours, and they came in and woke me up and said, we're moving to a ward. And I was very disorientated. For that evening, I was very disorientated. Exactly, Diane. Very usual to go to an MAU from A&E. Very usual, yeah. And from there, that's when I was taken to the ward. There you go. That's a baby feather. And if you can see that little bit of keratin that's wrapped around. So that's actually a baby feather that's fallen out. And that's the keratin sheath around the lower base of the feather. You had enough, or do you want me to do any more? Thanks, Lauren. Any cruises booked? No. No cruises booked now. No cruises currently booked for the future. 0 cruises booked for this year, next year, year after. Currently, nothing. So just to be sure, just to be clear, because I know people constantly ask me that question. I just got asked it again. Yeah, I'm in love with Luna too. Oh, Sarah, you should think about it. It's a lot of fun. Maybe we should organise a teddy bear cruise. Sarah, maybe we should talk about organising a teddy bear cruise. Go and have a teddy bear's picnic on a cruise. But you should have seen the welcome home that I got from B. The welcome home I got from B was amazing. I did film it, but I've got my parents in the video as well, so I will not be putting it on TikTok. A few people will see it, but only trusted people will see it because it's got my parents in as well. But a few people will see it. Oh, she definitely jumped all over me multiple times. I was licked to death and jumped on like a trampoline for about 5 minutes. So, yeah. Oh, she is thoroughly enjoying this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that one's sore. You got the wind starting, Pitter. Just make sure you stay safe, darling, all right? Oh, Luna was very happy to come out the cage. I opened the cage door after my parents had gone. And Luna was straight on my shoulder, nibbling my ear. And whispering sweet nothings, weren't you, darling? Mwah. There we go. Hi, AJ. Yeah, I've been in hospital for nearly a week, AJ. I've been in hospital for nearly a week, so I've not been on very much. I've done some videos. I was silent in the box battle with my microphone muted on Friday night. And I did live in the hospital garden. Was that Saturday? Yeah, it wasn't yesterday. I think it was Saturday that I did a live in the hospital garden. I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday, guys? Was it Saturday? It was. Right, there you go. So I've only done 2 lives this week. Well, 1 live and 1 box battle where I didn't say anything. By the way, and in the corridor yesterday, in the corridor last night, yes, forgot that, the corridor last night. So, I just want to tell people, I talked to the nurses, I explained to the nurses what I was doing on Friday night, and I asked permission, okay? The nurses were more than happy with me doing it as long as I didn't get other people in the picture. They were more than happy with me doing it. And they said, yeah, you can have your microphone on, we don't mind. But I said that I didn't want to have my microphone on the ward. I wasn't happy doing that. So, as it's a box battle and it's silent anyway, Sarah, the manager, just talks on the box battle and everybody else has to just stay muted. And because of that, I knew I didn't have to talk, so that was fine. And that's why when Sarah offered me the choice of opening my mic, that's why I didn't. And I think most people understood that. Yesterday, I was in the corridor. I wasn't on the ward. There was no medical talk going on around me. I was in a hospital corridor down near the reception. Tiffany, Mr. England came first, I came second. There's another box battle this Friday. I'm in another innovation box battle this Friday at 8 p.m. No, they don't eat it, Mia. They drop it. They drop it. Honey, Luna, I haven't seen a comment. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was funny, Emily. Somebody came up to me in the corridor and thought they recognised me. They were a tree surgeon and they were like, hello, how are you? And I was like, who are you? And I'm like, he was like, oh, I did tree trimming or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, tree surgery. And I was like, no. And he went, oh, wrong person, and carried on walking. Top dog, I've just come out of hospital this evening. Just come out of hospital, so very pleased to be home. Got Luna on my hand having a jolly good head rub, and B is curled up on the chair next to me, relaxing. I think she's pleased I'm home as well. So, yes. How am I feeling? Still very dizzy. And the dizziness is going to last a while. It's not going to die off overnight. I'm still waiting to see ENT, but they said to me, like I said earlier, the doctor on the ward said it could be this week, it could be next week. If I waited in hospital to see ENT, I could have been in there another week just waiting for ENT. So I said no, I'd rather be seen as an outpatient, because there's no way I wanted to stay in there possibly another week or more. Not a chance. So they wanted me to stay until Wednesday because they wanted me to not only see NT, but they wanted to do a follow-up on Wednesday. So they've agreed to do the follow-up on the phone on Wednesday. Yeah. So I was admitted with a suspected stroke, or TIA, mini stroke. They didn't know at first whether I'd had a stroke or a mini stroke or something else. They still don't know if I've had a mini stroke. They've ruled out a full stroke. They ruled that out within about 3 hours. They kept me in resus in A&E for the first couple of hours, and then they moved me to a cubicle in A&E. I honestly don't remember much about that first couple of hours in resus. Honestly, I don't remember it. I don't remember what resus looked like or anything. Apart from anything, I could barely open my eyes. But I can't remember much about it at all. All I really remember is being in A&E, in the cubicle. The MRI was clear, the CT scan was clear. When the CT came back as clear, that's when they ruled the stroke out. But a mini stroke can sometimes not leave any evidence. So there's a difference between a TIA, which is a mini stroke, and a full-blown stroke. A full-blown stroke will leave evidence, and you'll know about it. But a mini stroke or a TIA doesn't leave evidence most of the time. Moo, I've been on blood thinners all week. You should see the bruises I've got from the injections. I had slurred speech while I was on live toss. I had slurred speech. And when the paramedics were here, they were trying to get me to say things. They were trying to get me to say red lorry, yellow lorry multiple times. And they tried to get me to say something with hippopotamus in it. Something hippopotamus. And I couldn't say it. Oh, is that right, Bernadette? I didn't know that. I literally couldn't say hippopotamus correctly. Couldn't say it. Oh, thank you, Corey, for the salad bowl. Thank you. Sunday bowl. Sorry, I keep reading it salad bowl. Thank you very much for the Sunday bowl. Thank you. So they are not, that's why I've got an appointment with the stroke clinic on, not all are traceable, Autumn. Not all are traceable. Some are traceable, but not all. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for the roses. I know, Snooty, I've noticed. Yeah, Luna's enjoying it. She's missed me. This is Luna really relaxing. She's missed me. So she's enjoying this because she hasn't had any of this type of thing all week. So she's really enjoying this. Oh, you can tell how much she's enjoying this. She's now just having a beak rub. There are so many nerves in a bird's beak. Most people think they're like our fingertips, but there are so many nerve endings and things in a bird's beak. It's quite crazy. So, honey, Luna, yeah, I've got an appointment with a doctor on Wednesday by telephone with the consultant from the ward. And then I've got an appointment with the stroke clinic on Saturday. I don't know, Amy. I don't know. She's right next to me, Miss Kaz, but she's asleep, so I'm going to leave her because she's asleep. I did show her earlier on. No, she's not falling asleep. She was enjoying the massage of her beak. It wasn't a stroke. I can tell you now it wasn't a stroke. What they haven't ruled out completely is a mini stroke, and that's different. It's a stroke and a mini stroke are different. This is Luna, yes. This is Luna, my parrot. Somebody just said, why do I have a beard? I'll quite happily answer that. I've currently got a beard because I've been in hospital for a week without my shaver. So I haven't yet shaved, all right? I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS. And my testosterone hormones are very, very high. A GP has said to me before now that my testosterone was the highest level she's ever seen in a woman. That's why I can grow a beard better than some men can. Yeah. No, I have not self-discharged. The doctor agreed to discharge me with the agreement we came into place with. He understood why I needed to come home. He understood that I had a dog and a parrot. I'd explained that. I said that my parents couldn't stay because my dad's got hospital stuff himself. They're both in their 80s. They couldn't stay. And I really wanted to come home. I didn't want to stay in hospital for possibly another week waiting for an ENT appointment. Rach, thank you for the heart me. It was also stressful for Autumn, yes. The lack of sleep has got to me. The constant noise has got to me. I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep tonight. So, yeah. Yeah. The food wasn't bad, MZ. The food wasn't bad. Some food is better in hospitals than others, but I was fairly impressed. I am still dizzy. Even now, sitting here, I'm rocking and rolling. But I'd rather be at home rocking and rolling. Yes, Pitta, you do heal better when you're at home because you're in your own environment. You haven't got lots of noise going. And for me, one of the biggest things was the air conditioning. The ward was so stuffy and so hot. I couldn't believe it. It really was. Yeah. No, I don't normally suffer with migraines, no. Karen, are you a doctor? To better say that, Karen. How do you know it's definitely vertigo and not a mini stroke? I'd love to see your medical certificate, Karen. If even the doctor and the consultant can't be certain, I'd love to know how you think how certain you are. I got home by taxi, Lauren. It's why I'm seeing it's why I'm seeing the stroke clinic on Saturday. Yes, I got back pain because of my ME, Kirsty, yes. Oh, I'm not complaining at all about the service, caffeinated chaos. The hospital staff have been amazing. They've been amazing. They wouldn't have kept me in if it was simply just vertigo. I don't think they would have done Nick, no. If they were certain it was vertigo only, they would have sent me home a few days ago, I'm fairly sure. I did have an MRI, yes. I do actually have low B12, Maria. I'm going to ask, they wouldn't do a B12 test. I did ask the doctor if he'd do a B12 and he didn't. But I am going to ask my GP to do an up-to-date B12 for me. Because I'm already insufficient with B12 and I haven't had it checked for a couple of years. So, yeah. What, B12 deficiency? Can it really, Maria? Really? Can B12 deficiency make you slow your speech? So Susie, I used to be on B12 injections because the B12 tablets aren't strong enough for me. Really, J Fox? Okay. My blood pressure has been monitored all week, about 5 times a day. Not that I'm aware of, Lisa. I did ask them to do a B12 test and I don't think they did. Right, thank you guys. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you. I appreciate you telling me that. I will ask my GP to arrange a B12 test. Thank you. I genuinely didn't know that. If I'd known that, I have to admit, if I'd known that a couple of days ago, I would have pushed more for a B12 test. Thank you. Well, I used to take B12 injections, but when I moved, the new GPs wouldn't give them to me. They were reluctant to give them to me. It's a good job I haven't put clean pyjamas on yet, Luna. Thank you very much. That's my first poo from you since getting home. Thank you. Yes, that was also true. Looking for Barcelona, yeah. The bird did just poo on me, yes. But these pyjamas, I've been in these pyjamas for 24 hours and I desperately want to take them off, so I'm going to go and have a jolly good wash and put clean clothes on, clean pyjamas on. I don't think they hurt too much, Tina. I do my own B12 injections. What's Pitta texted? Yes, Pitta, that's what I'm going to do. Yes, Pitta. In fact, I'll probably use you as my contact, if you understand what I mean, so that you know I'm okay. Yeah, I used to do my own, honey Luna. Yeah, I did my own B12 injections. Because my old GPs, I used to struggle to get to them because they weren't close enough. And that's why they let me do them at home myself. They taught me how to do them. So simple. Thank you, Aaron, for the You're Awesome. Thank you. Okay, DCI Ted, thank you. Meg26. Oh, Meg26, I'm sorry, Lisa muted you. I'm quite happy to answer that question though, Meg, although you were muted. I hope you're still here. Having my lump removed was very easy. Having the cyst removed was very easy. No, you weren't negative, DCI Ted. You were fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. By the way, a few weeks ago, people asked me if I was doing anything for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. I can quite happily and safely say, no, I'm not. Okay? I did think about doing something for St. Patrick's Day, but I can quite happily and safely say, I'm not. Just so that you know. Oh, Pitta. Hello, Stark. Stark being very silly. No, when I used to do the B12, I didn't find they stung, but I did them in the leg. And I was taught how to do it slowly. And yeah, I found it didn't sting for me. I don't know yet, Emily. Honestly, don't yet know, Emily. Too early to say. My B12 baby cakes, but the blood thinning injections I've had this week, I have done myself. Yes, I've done the blood thinners myself this week. The milder doses I could cope with. The stronger doses were stinging more. The stronger dose stung more than the milder dose. And I've been sent home with 300 mg aspirins. I've got to take aspirin until I've seen the stroke clinic at the weekend. So I'm on aspirin for the week. Oh, somebody's jealous about my beard. I honestly don't know, Sophia. Honestly don't know. Oh, you're happy, aren't you? Yes, you're happy. If you're no happy and you know it, flap your wings. If you're happy and you know it, flap your wings. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, flap your wings. And she just did. Right, guys, I was only planning on doing a short live and I want to sort myself out. So thank you everybody for being here. Like I said, I'm disappearing because this was only meant to be a short live. I'm not sure how long I've been on for. I think it's nearly half an hour. Let's have a look. How long? 50, blimey, I'll tell you what, I'll stay on till it's I didn't realise I'd been on for nearly an hour. I'll stay on till I've been an hour because then it registers as positive on TikTok. They don't like creators doing less than an hour, so I'll stay on for 10 more minutes, then I've definitely clocked the hour. And then TikTok, the algorithm will be happy with me having done an hour. So, yeah, if anybody wants to ask anything, feel free. Thank you, Samantha. I just saw that you sent a butterfly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Look how happy she is. I am very tired, Maisie. I am very tired. Luna is 8 years old in April. Luna is 8 in April, but we don't know the actual date she hatched. So we celebrate her adoption day as her birthday, which is the 23rd of July. That's the day I brought her home. So we celebrate that as her actual birthday. But I know she hatched in April. Luna needs another 10 minutes. I like that, Lisa. Yes, Luna's insisting on another 10 minutes of scratches. So yeah. She is making up for lack of cuddles this week. Yeah. She's being a happy birdie. Tomorrow I'll probably be totally ignored. Tomorrow she'll be back to her normal self. But this evening she's milking it for attention, aren't you? Yes. Here you go. Sorry. When did I get home? About 8:30. Well, Bee's right next to me at the moment, curled right up. Good night, Alison. Hello. Babs, so most of the tests came back clear. But that doesn't mean I haven't had a TIA. Hi, Ricey boy. Thank you, Billy. So I am still very dizzy, guys. Yeah, Kai, it's come off the bird. It's not dandruff, it's dander from the bird. And it's keratin from around her feathers. So yes, I will be clearing it up shortly. Because it's come off of Luna. I've been helping her preen her feathers. It's a good job this pair of pyjamas is going in the wash. Very definitely going in the wash. I've got a pile of stuff that's gone straight into the wash bag. So it's gone straight into the wash bag. I don't want any stuff that's been in the hospital in here at the moment. apart from the pair of pyjamas I'm watching at the moment. Wearing at the moment. Watching at the moment. Ugh. Hello. Yes, you do that, Feather. No more dominoes for the kids. No. I tell you, the girls on Discord are very definitely enjoying making some silly pictures and videos and things. Okay. No idea, Rose. No idea. All I know is the dizziness has been going on now for 2 weeks. It was going for about a week before last Tuesday, and it's now a week later. So I'd say it's been going. The dizziness has been about 10 to 2 weeks now. So yeah. Samantha, I'm going to be doing lots of resting in the next few days. I've been told to rest. I've been told to not overdo things. Yes, Rose, I have been light sensitive. I'm not as light sensitive now as I was last week when it happened. Soon after it happened, I could barely open my eyes. That's why I said when I was in resus in A&E, I could barely open my eyes. I can't tell you what resus looked like because I could barely open my eyes. Yes, I've got to go back. I've got a phone call appointment on Saturday. Sorry, Wednesday, not tomorrow, Wednesday, with the consultant from the ward. That's on Wednesday morning. And then Saturday, I've got to go back and see the stroke clinic on Saturday morning. Got to be at the hospital for 9:30 on Saturday morning. Yeah, me, 9:30. Yikes. I don't normally suffer from migraines, Nick. No, I've never suffered from migraines in the past. So whether that's going to change and I'm now going to get migraines, I have no idea. Yes. It's the only appointment they could offer me, Riley. And it was that or stay in hospital. It was basically the condition was me going to that appointment or staying in hospital till they saw me. So I agreed to making it for 9:30 on Saturday. Yeah. I've had all the usual blood tests, so I'm fairly sure that would have been done, Samantha. I've had all the normal blood tests. I've had multiple eye tests in the last few months with getting my new glasses and then being seen at the hospital by ophthalmology for my double vision. However, one of the things they've been concerned about, and this will apparently be checked on Saturday, is the fact that this pupil has not been reacting as fast as would be liked. So this pupil's been slower reacting than this one. And I have had pain through above here. I've had pain through my eye areas. So yeah. Samantha, I actually get that a lot. Well, that's what they're still wondering, if I've had a mini stroke. That's why they're still not ruling a mini stroke out, a TIA. There you go. I will, Samantha, yes. Memes mama, I'm not going to comment. Oh. Good. So I've just had a text message from my parents. They are home. Pitta, that's gross. There's a very gross photo on Discord, girls. That's keratin, Daisy. She's not got a skin infection at all. Keratin comes off of new feathers. Thank you for the heart, Mike. Keratin comes off of new feathers and it's very normal. There's a video about me on the FYP. Whoop-de-doo. There are videos about every single TikTok creator on the FYP. That's nothing new. Thank you, Kay. No, Billy, they stay the same colour. I've been on blood thinners all week. I'm still on aspirin. They want me to take aspirin at least till the weekend. When the stroke clinic will decide what they want me to do after that. But I'm no longer on injections, but I am on a high dose aspirin. Emily, they grow new feathers all the time. So Luna is constantly growing new feathers. That's where all this keratin has come from. It's come from the new feathers. They might put me on statins, yes. I don't know. They might do. Blinks. Right, I don't know what that is. I know what statins are, Blinks, but I've no idea what that last word is. I'm not even going to try and say it. Yes, Billy, she dropped feathers all the time. Just like wild birds drop feathers all the time. Yes, Angela, big time. Okay, thank you, little Miss Dot. All birds need help with getting the keratin off from around the backs of their heads and their necks because they can't do it on themselves. If your bird is in a flock, if a bird is in the flock, then other birds would help them. But when it's a pet bird on their own, then it needs help. Thank you, Lils. No, you're all right. Not everybody knows. Emma, I'm looking into that tomorrow. Thank you, Samantha. I'm going off shortly myself. Once I've clocked an hour, I'm going off myself. Right, I've clocked the hour, guys. I'm disappearing. I've done an hour. I wasn't planning on doing an hour, but I have. Samantha, thank you so much for the butterfly. Thank you, darling. Thank you, everybody, for chatting. Thank you, everybody, for the advice. Thank you, everybody, for the love and support.